we are in the midst of the big extinction since the time of dinosaurs, and really this one is being caused because of man. So zoos and aquariums, it's very important that we all are working on this together, and if you take all the accredited zoos and aquariums in the country and put them together, it's probably one of the largest conservation efforts on the planet. We've had a really unique thing happen here in San Antonio with the Monarch Butterfly, which is a good example of this extinction. Is a lot of people don't know the Monarch Butterfly is in danger of going extinct. We all grew up with them everywhere, and you kind of just don't notice that they're not around as much as they used to be. And our former Mayor Ivy Taylor, decided that San Antonio was going to make a stand and try to stop the extinction of this species. The San Antonio Zoo had been doing monarch work for 10-plus years with tagging butterflies that travel down through San Antonio. We are really a migration funnel right at the point of when San Antonio, where the butterflies come through on the way to Mexico. So for 10 years, we've been tagging butterflies, working with universities like Kansas State. When the butterflies get to Mexico and breed, the wings are collected after the butterflies pass away, and those numbers are sent back so we can really track and learn more about their migratory path. But here in San Antonio, our mayor went all in and with Fish and Wildlife and said, you have 21 criteria that cities can do. We are going to do all 21 of those things. So, of course, the San Antonio Zoo is very excited. The University of Texas at San Antonio is involved. Our river authority is involved. And really, our entire community has banded together to work on monarch conservation citywide. We've gone to every elementary school in some of our districts and put in butterfly gardens. The mayor had a butterfly garden at her house. We had council people raising butterflies in their offices. So it's been a really exciting time in San Antonio to see the work of an entire city and a focus of an entire city on the conservation of a species. And I tell the mayor, the former mayor, all the time, I don't think she realized what a big deal that was and how excited we were about it, because some people may look at it and say, well, it's not an elephant or a rhino, it's not this mega species, but to have a whole city focused on a species and on extinction is a very big deal for us. And especially a zoo whose conservation work is really working on species that are not the mega species and things like that. That this was very important to us, and we're very excited to be a part of it.
That's a big wow. Way to go, San Antonio. Way to go, San Antonio Zoo. And a big shout out to everyone out there protecting the butterflies, the monarch butterfly. Who would have thought? Wow, I was raised with monarch butterflies, saw them all the time, and now as I think about it, you're right, they're just not out there. But I did see a lot when I visited San Antonio, so it was great to see the butterflies there, that's for sure.
And even down to our Texas Department of Transportation has stopped mowing areas and letting areas go back more natural, and we're seeing milkweed planted around the city on intersections and things like that. So, it was a all-in effort in this region, and it's nice, and we hope that it makes a big difference. And if you can take that and multiply it to more species, which we're losing dozens of species across the planet daily, we can try to stop some of this that's happening and save these animals for future generations. We don't want to be the generation that lost everything.
You know what you just said, species are dying out daily, 12 plus a day. And right. I always use this as an example when we're having our dinner table conversation tonight, an hour or two over dinner, a species will be gone, wiped off the face of this earth, right while we're having our dinner. And I think that's eye-opening for people when they hear that.
Yeah, and it's really, this one is being caused by man, and a lot of the conservation work we're doing now is really focusing on the people in the regions where we're doing work. So in the Amazon and the Peruvian jungles, we work with the tribes down there. We've brought in Japanese fish print artists to teach the tribes how to do fish prints. Mm-hmm. So the fish that they're catching for dinner in this biodiverse river, they're now doing fish prints, rice paper, like you would see in Japan, and then the San Antonio Zoo acquired a house in Peru. All these tribes take their goods to the house, and they sell them out of this house, and they ship them to the San Antonio Zoo. We sell them, send the proceeds back to the indigenous people, because what happens now is if they get sick, have an illness go through their tribe, the loggers come in and tell them, we'll give you money if you give us the rights to log your property or log some of your property, and they basically have no choice. So we're really trying to prop the people up there to have an investment or a vested interest in conserving their environment. So that's been a great program for us to help those indigenous tribes down there, and it's really been interesting to watch over the last 2 years. Now, tribes that have had minimal to no contact with the outside world are contacting the groups we're working with, saying they want to be involved in that. So we're hoping to be able to sustain those indigenous peoples down there, so they don't have to sell off their logging rights and their mineral rights to their properties, and they can have a vested interest in that property to maintain it and save it for us and them and for future generations.